Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Thanks so much for joining us here on What's Brewing with Jim and Gigi. Hope you're all having a great morning so far. Really nice outside this morning, and we're gonna keep the party going.
Yeah, this is a long run. We've been kind of prepping you guys for this whole week longer. The anticipation has been building. Yesterday, we did have a few 80s pop in. I think New Bern, Kinston both hit 80 yesterday. Today, it's going to be just about everybody inland. And I'm harping on that because that hasn't happened for most areas in 5 months.
Yeah.
You got to go all the way back to early to mid-October of last year to find the last time the thermometer in Greenville hit 80. Kinston, they did it yesterday. Many locations, Washington last October. So we're in a place we haven't been in 5 months, and that just gives you that fever.
It does. It really does.
Open the windows. You're like, I got to get outside. I got to do something. We're weeding out the garden. I'm going to get the tiller out and get the little area ready.
Nice. Get it all ready to go.
Yeah.
And you turned the heat off too, right?
Turn the heat off.
Nice.
Which is nice to have silence in the house.
Peaceful.
And not be thinking about all the dollars you're putting towards that heating bill. Because it was a tough winter for heating it.
It really was.
One of the 10 coldest winters. We may end up, once it's all done, once they calculate it, depending on how those numbers run. Actually, with the warm numbers now, I might be wrong on this, but we were trending towards one of the 10 coldest winters ever here.
Wow.
We'll see how that plays out once it wraps up.
Yeah, all right. Well, we'll talk about the rest of the forecast in just a little bit, but we do have a story out of New Bern this morning to share with you all. Last night, a few advocates for the Save West Street School organization, they're looking to preserve this school here in New Bern. It's called the West Street School, and it was originally used as a school for families of formerly enslaved people. So children would go there, and this school, they are now looking to sell the building. The city of New Bern, or the Craven County school system, is looking to sell the building. The New Bern, I believe, Housing Authority is looking to buy the building. But there are advocates who really want to preserve this site. It's
for the history.
Yeah, it's a historical area and site that they want to continue keeping in the New Bern area. So they did have a meeting yesterday to discuss preservation efforts, what they can do in order to keep it up and running.
Voices singing "We Shall Overcome" filled the chapel at St. Peter's AME Zion Church in New Bern as community members gathered to protect what they say is a piece of New Bern's history. Just blocks away sits West Street Graded School, a historic site advocates say once educated the children of formerly enslaved families. The school, located on a street already lined with historical markers vital to the Black community during segregation, including the Good Shepherd Hospital, the home of J.T. Barber, and New Bern's first Black library.
New Bern has preserved so much history here, but African American history has not been giving the museum and truly the edifice that it needs to personify the sacrifices that were made and the triumphs that have been established and what it took to build this community.
But community members are now fighting to preserve the school site in light of Craven County Schools' plan to sell the property, with the City of New Bern's Housing Authority bidding $385,000 to buy it, with plans to enhance the building for a possible mixed-use housing development and plans to preserve the school's cafeteria as a possible museum marker.
Our future generation, they need to know about the past, the present, and the future.
Advocates are seeking to work with elected officials to preserve West Street School, first formally requesting an immediate reconsideration of the sale or transfer of the school, a temporary moratorium, a transparent public process with community input, as well as collaboration with the City of New Bern and preservation organizations that protects West Street School and the surrounding historical corridor.
To work directly with the mayor, the board of aldermen, communicate messages with New Bern Housing Authority, our county commissioners, and really be an advocate for the African American community as it relates to the preservation of this history, and let them know that this is not about divisiveness. It is truly about preservation for something that we feel is sacred.
All right, and these community members, these advocates for the West Street School, I believe the coalition, they said that anyone who's interested in helping them in their efforts. There's a Board of Aldermen meeting March 10th. They're asking people to attend that meeting to share their voices and share their concerns about really wanting to preserve this piece of history.
To me, it seems like, yeah, this is an important building. A lot of important history there. This is something hopefully they can get done. Hopefully people come out and support that. It seems like an automatic one to me, personally. You know.
Yeah, it does sound like, though, if it were to be bought out by the Housing Authority, that they did want to keep some parts of it. I think they mentioned the cafeteria as a museum, but of course, as a whole, a lot of people probably just want the whole building to just stay put.
That whole, that's where I am with it. You know,
Right.
let everything sit the way it was. The history of it, the meaning behind it, I think very important to preserve. But
sure,
that's one man's perspective.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's talk about weather. I'm sure a lot of people's perspectives are pretty agreeable on the wonderful temperatures out there.
Yeah, including probably Michael Wiggins. He's up there in Ahostie. Good morning, Michael. Tracy, Beaufort County, enjoying the nice weather as well. And our regular Duplin County Chinquapin resident, Esmeralda. Good morning, Esmeralda. Appreciate you guys. And again, yeah, we're going to be in good shape for a while. A little fog down towards the coast again. I'll show you that in a sec. Let's talk drought monitor. It was updated yesterday. Any improvement is good news, and we've got a little bit of an improvement. So that's what it looked like pre-update. And this is updated every Tuesday at around 8:30 a.m. All right, so that's what it looked like before the update. I'll roll that clock, and the severe drought status that was pretty much across all counties west of Highway 17 has been pushed back inland. Forget that 8 to 10 on there. Not sure why that popped in, but the drought status now more in the moderate range. I think that might be the rainfall deficit so far, 6 to 7 inches for the year. So we still need more rain, but again, it's good to see a little bit of a reduction there across eastern Carolina yesterday. All right. Headlines today, a little fog on the coast, that's moving out. Sunshine takes over for the most part. We clipped some low 80s this afternoon. A beauty day with that wind out of the southwest at about 10 or so as we get into the afternoon. And we'll keep this train rolling down the tracks for a while. No derailing this forecast for a bit. Satellite radar, no rain, few showers offshore. They're staying out there. Not much in the way of clouds. So if you do have fog or low clouds, they clear out in the next couple of hours, and I think mostly blue skies will be the rule today, with the low 60s climbing 20 degrees. All those numbers, add about 20 to them. That might be a little too generous. I don't think you'll hit 85 in New Bern, but 82-ish this afternoon, you betcha. There's that southwest wind at about 5 to 10. Mentioned the fog. Onslow County, look at Beaufort, Morehead City area, showing 1/8 of a mile or less. So yeah, kind of back in the soup down there along the coast. A little marine fog or sea fog creeping inland down on the coast this morning. Hatteras, you're in that fog. Avon, Buxton as well. Looks pretty good though. Rodanthe, Waves, Salvo northward, up north of the Oregon Inlet. Fog advisory in effect for Onslow, Carteret counties, and again the Outer Banks, Oregon Inlet southward, right about where that banner is over Roanoke Island, south of that, the advisory. All right. We'll get the fog out. Generally, sunshine rules the skies. And again, the numbers pop nicely. About 20 degrees above normal. Our high, where we are right now, is a normal high this time of the year, low 60s. We'll put some low 80s on the map this afternoon. Do it again tomorrow, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Watch that wind out of the southwest. Until that wind turns to the north, it's unlikely we'll drop the temp much. And I don't see that happening until late next week. For the most part, there's Saturday, maybe a little bit of a wind switch Sunday night into Monday, but not a big push of cold air. There's tomorrow afternoon, 10:15 on the southwest wind, and the air temps again delightful. Morning start at 60, and then we ratchet the highs up, ratchet the thermometer up to a high around 80 into the afternoon hours. I want to show you the big map. I like giving you that big setup so you can kind of see why it's so warm. That ridge of high pressure off the coast flow around high pressure in the northern hemisphere clockwise. All right, so imagine the air turning clockwise around that blue H. That means we're getting the west winds, the backside winds of the high, coming up from the south. You can see that air turning clockwise, so a south-southwest wind rolling over the top of the high and bringing the warm air up from the Gulf. and bringing moisture in as well, feeding that cold front back to the west. Big thunderstorms today, a potential outbreak of severe weather back there from Missouri all the way down into northern Texas, and that does stretch all the way towards Chicago as well later today. Near 70 all the way into Chicago with 90s over southern Texas. A lot of warm, muggy air ahead of that front fueling those storms. Tomorrow, we're still dry. We look good. Front's getting closer. It does not arrive tomorrow, so we're good. All day tomorrow, make your plans. Great weather. Pick up the model data. I'll get you into Sunday. Sunday morning, good. No worries. Sunday midday, still good. Late afternoon, evening, Sunday. And there's good agreement amongst several of the different weather models. There's a lot of data we look at every day, and there's good agreement that the rain should hold off until after lunchtime, more like a late afternoon, evening onset of the rain, and then kind of in it into the overnight. See how slow that front's moving, almost stalling out over us on Monday. So we'll keep some clouds, few showers dancing around on Monday. Tuesday, same deal. The warm air never really gets out of here. Just a little dip on the thermometer. And then it looks like Tuesday, that warm front should lift north of us Wednesday. We'll be dry Wednesday, and then another front approaches late week. Active period. Warm air and then rain chances. Look at the warm air surging all the way up towards the Great Lakes. Chicago will be near 70, and then mid-90s. Laredo, Texas. Mamma mia. We've got our near 80-degree high today. And that warm block of air sticks around on the Gulf Coast. Very cold in the mountains out west. Winter storm warnings. They're getting a foot of snow out there. And then severe weather ahead of the front. You can see that contrast in air masses. Very dramatic. All right, 8-day forecast. 80 degrees give or take today, tomorrow, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, mid-80s. Best chance of breaking records. Looks like the middle of next week, although we could do it the next few days in a few spots. I'm going 60-70, my rain chance late Sunday night. Looks like a half an inch of rain right now, maybe some pockets of 1 inch. A rumble of thunder, yep. Severe weather, nope, unlikely. And then early next week, few showers hanging on. Don't forget, when you go to bed Saturday night, clocks forward, daylight saving time begins officially at 2 a.m. Sunday. I'll be dead asleep at that time.
Me too.
So when I go to bed, yes.
I will be, yeah, much asleep.
Yes, yeah, no more of the late nights here. Turn that clock forward when you get into bed Saturday night. Adjust accordingly. The sunrise will now be pushing 7:30 a.m. Sunset about 7:15.
Okay.
So later sunset is kind of nice in the evening hours. Sunrise a little dark for some of us. A little later into the morning.
I know, I've been liking going out on the patio at the end of the show and it's daylight out there. Not going to be the case anymore, but that's okay. We'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll take a few weeks before we start getting light back at the end of the show.
Right.
But we'll continue to lengthen the days out as we
Right.
head towards the beginning of summer, towards the summer solstice. So,
Yep.
And that first day of summer, you get 14 and a half plus hours of daylight.
Wow.
12 hours here with the spring solstice coming up. Spring equinox.
Equinox, yep. All right, well, make those plans. Enjoy the weekend. Like you said, that rain chance Sunday evening, so don't cancel any plans you got Sunday morning. Rain's not rolling in until later, hopefully.
Yeah. I still think it'll be maybe a 3-4 p.m., if not a little later arrival. That time's going to shift a little bit, but right now, plan on a late day arrival. Don't cancel Sunday plans. It may be after sunset. There's a good chance it will be after sunset before much rain gets in here on Sunday. A quick hello to Susan as well over in Stumpy Point, our regular over there in Dare County. Bernice with us. Spring, thank you for the reminder, March 20th.
Almost
the
there.
First day of spring. Yeah, the meteorological spring is here. And you're feeling every bit of those
Oh,
days.
yeah, for sure. All right, well, thank you for the update, Jim, and thank you, everyone, for joining us this morning. We'll be back again at 8 a.m. for another news and weather update. Hope you can join us then. Have a great Friday.